Our interviewee today is Mr. Pleas Craven. Pleas, would you introduce yourself and give us your birthday?
Yeah, my name is Pleas Craven, born January the 6th, 1919.
And you were born at Pleas?
I was born out on Big Salt Creek,
Big Salt.
where the lake is now. It had the house, it's covered all up, or, you know. So, I was born in a little old log house there. Big snow on the ground, I think, along about the 6th of January, back 71 years ago.
They call that area, I'm familiar with that area, as being called Flat Rock. Is that correct?
Well, they say there was a schoolhouse, the one-room schoolhouse, and that was called the Flat Rock School. And Flat Rock was about, Flat Rock Creek was about a mile from where the schoolhouse was. But there was a bunch of kids that lived on south, you know, from the school. And I don't know, I think at one time there was, oh, maybe 15 or 20 kids going to school there. The teacher, she taught from the first to the, we didn't have any primary then. When you got 6 years old, you started school. Didn't get used to it, you just had to start. And so she taught from the first grade to the 8th, through the 8th grade. And oh, we had a lot of fun up in that school.
How would you get to Flat Rock today?
Well, where the old schoolhouse is, or set, you'd have to go out and go up the Tower Road to the, well, it used to be Willer Dollar's Ranch. And you turn to the right and go pretty near plumb back to the lake west to get down to where the old schoolhouse set.
Now, from the way I remember the area, say where your son Larry lives in Gary, that corner right there, is that what you're talking about?
No, the Flat Rock School from where Larry and Gary lives at that corner was about 2.5 miles further south.
Oh, that far.
Yeah, it was. See, the Rocky Canyon Creek runs into the lake between Larry and Gary's house and where the schoolhouse sat. There was, that was Big Salt Creek, where the lake is now. Rocky Canyon run into Big Salt Creek, and further south, about 1.5, 2 miles, was Flat Rock. And then on over further south, about 1.5 miles or 2 miles, something like that, was Fish Creek. See, there was 3 creeks that run into Big Salt Creek. And boy, when it come big rain, if we'd had rain, well, we had a few rains back then like it is now, or like this one we just had. But oh, those creeks, boy, they'd get full of old Big Salt. See, we had to ford it. We didn't have any bridge across Big Salt Creek at the time. And we'd cross it a horseback or with the old road grader after I went to work for the county. And we'd cross it in that old road grader and horseback, and any way we could get across it, you know. And a lot of times we didn't cross it. Because, boy, it'd come a flash flood and that thing would get on the rampage there for a little while. But, oh, hey, Mama. Babe?
Yeah.
Come here just a minute.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Well,
We'll get her in here in a minute.
I remember one time they had the FFA banquet over here at Mannford. We took our clothes, we crossed, I don't remember exactly how we crossed the creek that evening, going to town. But anyway, I had my suit and driven shoes all dressed up, you know. Well, the banquet was over and we went back home. Started back and we got to the creek and it was up a little. And I didn't much think that I could cross it without drowning that old car out. So I tried to get Vivian to, we just get on the track. That's what we did. We rode the tractor across. And we just left it sit there, you know, till we came back. She thought we could make it in the car. Got about 2/3 of the way across that creek, drowned that old car out. So I went back up on top of the creek bank and got the old tractor started. I had to pull my suit off, and there I was out there in the middle of that creek, boy, with nothing but my shorts and the shirt on. And oh, that water was cold, boy.
Yeah, it was.
And I had to get off, see, to hook it on, tie on to the car, and of course, the water was plumb up over the bumpers, and I had to squat down in there to get it. And we finally got that thing pulled out, and oh, I tell you, I like froze to death. But just incidents like that had happened, you know, we had a lot of experience out there on that creek.
Oh, I mean, Ben's just talking about coming to Mannford. How was the trip from, say, Flat Rock to Mannford, or vice versa? How would you go back in the earlier days before the established roads of today?
You know where the old highway is over here, where the old Coonrod house used to be?
Yeah.
Well, where Tommy Alexander lives now. He had come out from Mannford out on the highway. Then he went to work for Bert. Now him and Mom lived over there for a long time in that ranch house.
Oh, they lived in that ranch house? Oh, your mom and dad lived on the Wilson Ranch ranch house?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Then they moved back to Flat Rock from there.
Yeah, after, I don't know, I don't really know how come them to move back over there on Salt Creek from the Wilson Ranch house there. I don't remember how come them to move back over there. But Vivian and I, well, that was after Vivian and I got married, because they lived over there, I think, when Larry Gary one was born. And they lived over there because we didn't have a phone or anything, and that must have been Gary. And Mom and Pop had one of those Coleman, or was it a Coleman lantern, or lamp? Latin lamp. One of them had a chimney on it about like that.
Oh, yes.
And we had one. So when Vivian, she got pretty close to time, and me and my dad, and I had an old Model A coupe. We got in the car in that old Ford and went over there to the ranch house to call the doctor. We didn't have a phone, but they had a phone there at the ranch house.
Yeah.
We called Dr. McDonald, and he said, yeah, I said, come get me. It'd been raining. Roads was muddy and didn't have any gravel in, you know. You just, if you could get through it, all right, and if you couldn't, stay on the other side. But we called him. He said, yeah, he said, come on in and get me. And said, well, I'll just go out there at the house. So we went on in town and got Dr. McDonald, took him back out there. And of course, he'd been used to riding on cement all the time, you know, and a pretty good car, and that old Ford like shook him to death on them rough roads. But got him out there, and he checked Vivian, and he said, oh, I said, it's going to be a while yet. Said, I'm going in here and pull my shoes off and lay down the rest of them. Said, whenever you need me, holler. So it wasn't too long until, boy, she was dominoed. And he got up and took care of her and everything, you know, and so baby was all right and everything. He went back and went to bed, said, I'm going to sleep tonight. Said, you can take me back down tomorrow.
Oh, really?
And so,
Now, I don't know if you'd mentioned when you were born earlier on, I can't remember, but were you born there at on the old Flat Rock itself too?
yeah, I was born in a lot of horses, you know, in the oil fields.
Oh.
They'd move pipe and stuff like that with teams and wagons. And Tommy Gill, Clarence Gill, you know him, don't you?
Not to know.
Well, anyway, he was a little short, heavy-set guy, and he ran a blacksmith shop. and he'd shrink wagon wheels, or the band, or whatever you call it, around the wheels, wooden wheels, and shoe horses. And there was a lot of demand for workhorses then. Big in oil fields and everything.
Was that your bigger horses?
Yeah,
Morgans and,
that would be, that was
the
your
Clydesdale and Persians?
all Persians and, your big breed of horses.
Can you remember any of the horse shows they used to have?
Yeah.
I've heard that Coonrod and Taylor was pretty well in competition with the
Yeah,
horse show.
yeah.
So is that a big deal in town?
Oh yeah, man. They'd have different things, and when this horse show come to town, boy, all those farmers turned out, everything like that. And I don't remember, I think maybe Coonrod had some Belgian, no, I believe Bill Taylor had the Belgian horses, and Coonrod had the Morgan and some other kind. But it was a big day.
Yeah.
That's something to look forward to.
That was fine. Was Bill Taylor still have the watermelon feed that you can recall?
Oh yeah, he was.
Did you ever go to that?
Yeah.
What, did everybody go across the bridge and?
Yeah, drive
the
over
day
there.
out there?
He'd open all the gates, and get back out in the fields and stuff, so they'd have plenty of room for it. And man, he'd have that big old horse trough just plumb full of them big old green watermelons. And he'd have music, a little program to go with it.